just taking off the elastic band, keeping the pinchers down, and if you can't get the second one off safely, just get your scissors and just get the elastic out. And then you go to the back, and then you safely put the crab in. It will try and get out, but then you just put the lid on safely, and about 14 minutes, 15, just under 20 minutes you want it done. And then once that's done, you take it out and you put it in some cold water. So as that's cooking, I'll prep the hot salad, which will be done mixed with the mussel juice. Just before we do that, I'll show you how it's doing. As you can see, it's starting to cook, and the crab itself is doing sleeping method. So keep that going. As the Dungeness crab has salt in it, you want to continue the salt in the water so you don't lose any flavor. It's important to keep flavor into the crab, and so you add salt into the water. And then that'll keep the salt content inside and outside on an even basis. So the salt's done. And now we will get the mussels out. You can have the mussels in the fridge, fresh mussels, up to a week in the fridge. And it's also important to smell them, and they should remind you of the beach and peace and harmony. And usually when you get them from the store, it tells you the package date, harvest, when it was dealt with, and how many pounds. And these are BC grown. So just cut that out, and then if you come in closer here, it is important it's okay if some of them are open, as long as when you close them, they are firm tight and stay tight and don't reopen. So you can see that that is a good seal. It's fresh and it's not opening. So what I'd like to do is, you don't need any water. You just put the mussels into the pot, because they have a natural stock that you can use for when you shuck them. You can have them in the soup, or add some bread to it. So let's just get a pot now. So now we're going to take a 5-minute break, and so we can prep for the next part of the meal. So why don't you grab your favorite glass of wine or beverage, and and come back to the show in 5 minutes. Alright, see you again soon. Bye.
Welcome to the Gate of Harmonious Interest here at the entrance to Victoria's old Chinatown. It was built in 1981 to celebrate Chinatown's revival. The lions that guard it were a gift from Victoria's sister city of Suzhou, China. The first Chinese arrived in 1858. They called Victoria Dai Fao, the Big Port. Victoria had the biggest Chinatown north of San Francisco, bustling with shops and services. In the early years, Victoria was the starting point for thousands of Chinese who came to work in the salmon canneries, logging camps, coal mines, and other industries throughout the province. In the 1880s, they helped to build the national railway that joined British Columbia to the rest of Canada. Most Chinese coming to British Columbia in the 1800s were men who came on their own, hoping to earn money to take back to China to their wives and families. They called this returning home in silken robes. In reality, most endured tremendous hardship, including a racially based head tax or entry fee imposed by the Canadian government to discourage further Chinese immigration. It was enacted in the 1880s and remained in effect for many years. As Chinatown grew, the local Chinese community built this Tam Kung Temple and other places of traditional worship to serve both residents and people who were just passing through. Community associations called tongs were founded based on family name or county of origin. While Victoria's Chinatown is no longer the largest in Canada, it's still the most historic and, we think, the most charming. It's also an important reminder of the huge contribution made to our society by Chinese immigrants all across British Columbia.
Welcome back to the show. I'm glad you came back to join us. So the crab is done. So I like to take the tongs and just turn it around a bit, just to clean the top. Put it into cold water to stop the cooking process. And with the water, you just leave it and put the lid on. Some people use it as a broth, but I won't be using that as a broth today. I'll be using the mussels as a broth for the hot salad, which I'm working on. And now work on the orange pepper. They have been pre-cleaned. Two done, and put a bit of carrot. So I've just wash the mussels a bit, and I'm just about to put them in the pot. So about 5 to 7 minutes in the pot, and all the natural oils and broth will come out, and that'll be the basis for my vegetable salad. And let's just check on the crab. Oh yes, all the flavors and the textures are making it a powerful pow for the flavor. So they're on the go, and make sure your pots are in the right direction. So now I like to start on the salad I'll be cooking. So I got a cup of tomato juice, which I'll be using, and just use that. So.
Oh! Ha! Do you want to check what happened?
Yes, I'm going to check what happened. Yeah, it's just a marvelous mussels. Just turn down just slightly.
Okay.
Okay, you're still working.
Mm-hmm.
So this salad is going to have a mixture of flavors. I cut them in quarters, and then thinly slice the strings. Make them in and then I'll just get this bowl ready. So the cucumbers cut in chunks. And after the cucumber, I like to do a bit of garlic. Skin out. Okay, get a red pepper. And for my fans out there, you can watch all my episodes on YouTube via my Facebook. And if you need any advice on my meals I made, don't hesitate to Facebook me, and we'll have a chat. So I usually put 2 halves of red pepper in this salad. So as you can see, I've split the crab apart, and it's ready to delve into and get all the wonderful meat out. So just before we end, thank you very much for joining me today in Cooking with Christopher on Mackenzie Ave in wonderful Saanich, BC. I am going to end the show with mixing tomato juice or clamato juice, being perfect for a seafood meal. I have chosen clamato. So I'm just going to mix that in with the hot salad, where all the flavors are having a big party. I added just a bit of pepper as well. We'll just let that simmer there. So thank you very much for joining, and as they say, the muscle makes the man. See you next week.
Hey, 竹桑